commercial side of that monster commercial movie. That's the pop culture part. And the Dirty Devil, yeah. No different. That is phenomenal. Was a stunt of music.
Every teacher has me graduated with transportation.
Rampant number of articles on Bigfoot back in the 1950s and through the 70s is how papers drummed up business. It was very common for newspapers to do this.
I guess part of it is people want it to be true, and you know, and the point that you make is whether it's physically real, any of these cryptid creatures, it's culturally real. Some of these stories date back centuries, maybe eons, about creatures that have coexisted with humans, and so whether it's physically real anymore, it certainly lives on in cultures, ours, and ancient peoples as well.
Right. We definitely have a need to explain things, a need to find the truth and to at least understand our world around us and what's happening.
I get the sense from you that you're sort of a romantic in that sense. You don't want to be too judgmental about those stories and just cross them off the list.
Right. I do enjoy, I think stories have meaning. We all have a belief system that we draw from in order to interpret the world, but we don't all have to come to that same, what do I want to say? It's not conclusion, but the way that we interpret the world around us.
Yeah, well, that's where science would probably disagree with you. They would want to say there's only one reality. This is the way it is. Cold, hard facts. There's no room for romanticism or undiscovered creatures like Bigfoot or the Thunderbird. There's one set of facts and that's it.
Yeah, and that is what science is. Science is the study of things. Not that necessarily they catch all proof of things. It's just a way of tool. Science is a tool to help us interpret, what we see, what we hear. We don't have all the facts with cryptids, of course. It's why they're cryptids. But people do see something.
Yeah, I mean, with all these.
Not all the time. But, there are things that are happening out there that are unexplainable, and science can't explain them. No matter what a person believes, science can't explain everything. So.
We had a guest a month ago here named Stan Gordon. He lives in Pennsylvania. He's been studying this stuff for more than 50 years. He still gets Thunderbird-type sightings in Pennsylvania. As your book documents, there's a lot of them. That's been a hotbed of this stuff for a long time. We're talking to C.S. Mark about a guide to sky monsters, Thunderbirds, the Jersey Devil, Mothman, and other flying cryptids. We're going to come back and open up the phone lines and see if you've got your own sighting or stories about any of these creatures. Stick around. We'll be right back with more Coast to Coast. Jeb Woolley, who was a Western TV star, had a hit record about one of these flying cryptids. You'll recognize it when you hear it.
Why?
Okay, Bill, and the mornings from 6 to 10 on KFI.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, well, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder and CEO of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And the process started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you could buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. Sounds crazy, right? But the crazy thing is, this never ends. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. I guarantee if we can't cancel your timeshare, you'll pay nothing.
Were you lied to when buying a timeshare and want out? Get the facts about timeshare cancellation. Call Wesley now for your free information kit. 800-889-5566. 800-889-5566. 800-889-5566.
At Citizens, we know that people are experts at all kinds of things, except one, how to shop for the right mattress.
Right, Dad. Shopping for a mattress isn't something you do every day, or even every 8 years.
That's why Citizens has mattress experts with an average of 10 years experience, and bed match technology that scientifically recommends just the right mattress for you.
So for expert advice, trust your sleep to Citizens.
You know, Drew, I'm an expert at other things.
Like what?
Screaming free!
The Delta variant is making COVID-19 spread faster and more easily. Variants can be more contagious, aggressive, and deadly. But we know vaccines work. Vaccinated Californians have greater protection against serious illness, hospitalization, and death. We can help stop the spread and end this pandemic. Get vaccinated and wear a mask when it can protect you and others. Find a vaccine near you at myturn.ca.gov. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
There's news.
Things change for better or worse, regardless of what's happening. You're going to hear it here. It's what we do. KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County.
It's time for your morning wake-up call. Here's Amy King.
Call. It is Monday, September 20th. Only 2 more days left of summer. I'm Amy King in for Jennifer Jones-Lee. Here's what's ahead on Wake Up Call. Human remains found in Wyoming fit the description of Gabby Petito, who never returned from a cross-country road trip with her fiancé. Pfizer says its COVID-19 vaccine works for kids ages 5 to 11 and plans to seek authorization for this soon. 2 of Governor Newsom's kids are recovering from COVID-19. The governor's office says the governor and his wife and his 2 other children have tested negative. At 5:05, we're going to be talking with ABC's Aaron Satursky about what's next for the booster shot, now that an FDA panel has not recommended we all get one. At 6:05, it's Handle on the News. We're going to talk more about Pfizer and how Pfizer is saying it is safe for kids, and they're going to try to get that so more kids can get vaccinated under the age of 12. Let's start with some of the stories coming out of the KFI newsroom. Authorities say a body found in Wyoming is believed to be Gabby Petito, the 22-year-old last seen during a cross-country road trip with her fiancé. ABC's Andrew Dimbert says police in Florida are looking for the fiancé, Brian Laundrie, in a nature preserve.
According to Laundrie's family, they last saw him on Tuesday at the backside heading to the preserve. They say they picked up Laundrie's car from the preserve on Thursday after seeing a note on the vehicle from the police department saying it needed to be removed.
Police say Laundrie is a person of interest in Petito's disappearance because he drove back to his parents' home without her. The LAPD says the man has been shot and killed during a drug deal in Hollywood. Police say he was buying drugs from another guy in the parking lot of an Arby's restaurant on Sunset Boulevard just before 1 this morning. They say the 2 got into some sort of an argument, and the dealer shot the man in his car. The shooter then took off. A man has been shot and killed in a rural part of Northern California. Police say it's all in the family.
5 people have been arrested, including the man's father and 2 brothers, all accused of trying to hide the body to prevent police from discovering an illegal pot farm managed by the dad. Butte County deputies found the 33-year-old victim in the back of a parked SUV on a remote road. Police say the death, which occurred at the grow, might be accidental. Weapons and 1,400 pot plants had been found on several properties. Andrew Caravella, KFI News.
Pfizer says its COVID-19 vaccine works for kids 5 to 11 years old. The vaccine maker says it plans to ask for authorization for that group in the U.S., Britain, and Europe. Pfizer says it has studied a lower dose of its 2-dose vaccine in more than 2,000 kindergartners and elementary school-age kids. It says they developed coronavirus-fighting antibody levels as strong as teenagers and young adults. The director of the National Institute of Health says it's a big news that the FDA has approved initiation for COVID-19 booster shots.
Based upon the data that we've already seen, both in the U.S. and in Israel, it's clear the waning of the effectiveness of those vaccines is a reality, and we need to respond to it.
Dr. Francis Collins says the government's response to roll out boosters for certain groups is based on that data. Collins defended President Biden's earlier call for booster shots for the general public, which were supposed to start today. He says Biden was listening to the advice of top physicians in the nation. Maybe some people will listen to Chris Rock and get those vaccines. Chris Rock says, hey guys, I just found out I have COVID. Trust me, you don't want it. He tweeted yesterday, get vaccinated. Now, Rock is 56 years old, and he has received a COVID-19 vaccine. He got the J&J vaccine, told Jimmy Fallon about that in May. And then, as you might have, we're going to be talking about the Emmys a little bit later. As you know, the Emmys were last night, or maybe you don't know because not that many people are watching award shows anymore. I haven't heard the latest numbers on those, but we will share those with you when they come in. But the Emmys were held last night, and I'm going to say, go Ted Lasso, but we'll tell you more about that later. And also we're going to be talking with Jason Nathanson more in depth about what happened at the Emmys and the big winners and all that stuff. But anyway, so Seth Rogen is doing the presentation for Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series. And it goes to, yay, Ted Lasso, star, can't say her name, Hannah Wadding. Well, so he's up there and he's doing some jokes, and then he goes, yeah, they said this was outdoors. It's not. They lied. We're in a hermetically sealed tent right now. He said, I would not have come to this. And he's joking, but, you know, there's a little bit of truth in all jokes. And then he also said, you know, there's way too many of us in this little room, and made those comments. And I'm sure there was, I didn't see this part of the show. I'm sure there was some nervous laughter on that. But then the DJ, Reggie Watts, offered a little pushback right before they went to break. And he said, hey, despite what Seth might have said, we're going to celebrate and party. But while we're doing that, we are absolutely following all of the health and safety guidelines that some really smart people asked to do to keep us safe from COVID. So instead of being inside last night, they were technically outside, but it was in a big tent next to the building. And as Seth Rogen said, it was a hermetically sealed tent. The first group of migrants seeking asylum under a bridge in Texas has been flown back to Haiti. ABC's Faith Abouye says they were put on planes yesterday in Del Rio, Texas.
Most of the migrants were from Haiti, a country in crisis after a presidential assassination and a recent earthquake. The crowds so massive they can be seen in satellite photos.
About 13,000 people have been camping under the bridge near the border between Texas and Mexico. BTS, the global pop group from South Korea, will open the United Nations Annual General Assembly in New York. The in-person proceedings opened this morning with the Secretary General Guterres due to highlight the UN's 17 goals for 2030. Among those goals are ending poverty, protecting the planet, and achieving gender equality. Guterres says other things to be discussed include climate crisis and vaccine inequity. When we come back, we'll be talking with ABC's Aaron Katersky. We're going to see what's next when it comes to boosters. Now that an FDA panel has voted not to recommend all Americans should get one. But right now, let's say good morning to Nick Caliocchini.
Good morning, Amy King. How are you, my dear?
Fabulous. And you, what's up on the road?
I'm well, and it's not the best morning to start things out for the drive in Corona. Westbound side of the 91 orange, starting to see a rough go before your drive getting out of Riverside as far back as Magnolia. Heavy stretches of slowing for you continuing past the 241 toll road, and also got problems for you in the San Gabriel Valley on the eastbound side of 60 to start things out. Positive Heights and Industry eastbound 60 right around 7. Got a crash being cleared from the carpool and left lane, so cleanup work still underway. That'll be heavy for you to come away from. Looks like almost a 605 as you make way
Beyond 7th, heading toward Hacienda Boulevard. Also problems for you in the Paris area on the southbound, rather northbound side of the 215, around the 74 to the Cajalco-Ramon Expressway. It looks like it's a crash that is all northbound lanes shut down. Very heavy for your drive. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Nick Polio-Teeny.
Thank you, Nick. It is 5:08 on your wake-up call. Now let's check in with ABC's Aaron Katursky. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning.
So you're going to be telling us a little bit about what is next and whether we have any sort of guidance or direction now that the FDA came back and did not recommend booster shots for everybody on Friday.
Not for everybody, but for the elderly or people over 65, and for those frontline workers who may be, by nature of their job, occupationally at risk for COVID-19. So mainly health workers, but also perhaps teachers, and we'll see where the FDA finally lands. The FDA can override its advisory panel. It's unlikely to do so, but it could also go right in line and suggest that maybe boosters for everybody isn't needed now, but could be needed in the future once the data, once the science is a little more certain.
So we all talk about following the science. So there obviously, well, I would guess anyway, there must be like focus or, target groups of people that they're watching and testing all the time to see how well the vaccine is holding up and once it starts, and when does it start to diminish, and then when do people become at risk of really becoming seriously ill again?
Well, exactly right. And Pfizer says that immunity really wanes after 6 months, and that, a booster can top you up and make you whole again. Although scientists say that they're not convinced that's what the data show, that there's more study needed, and that protection from the vaccine seems to be fairly durable, even amid the Delta variant. And it's not, going to necessarily prevent you from getting mildly sick, but the standard has been severe disease. And on that score, it seems that the vaccines are holding up quite well. So some scientists say we don't necessarily need to get everybody a booster shot at this stage. Let's focus instead on the 80 million Americans who haven't even had one dose yet.
And are they saying what are the risks of getting the booster shot, or are they just saying that there's not enough to go around yet, that we want to focus on getting the unvaccinated people vaccinated, or are they kind of not addressing that at this point?
Well, I mean, officially the scientists are only tasked with saying is it, safe and effective, yes or no. But, of course, they have some ancillary concerns, and it's not that it's unsafe. There does not seem to be any undue risk, although they would like to see a little bit more evidence about myocarditis, which seems to be developing in mainly men around 40 years old or so, and they want to see if there is... What's that?
What's myocarditis?
I'd refer you to a doctor, but it does seem to be a side effect that is seen not necessarily often, but in with some degree of concern, and they just want to make sure that a booster shot wouldn't make that risk increase significantly. So they'd like to wait for more evidence there. But mainly, some are saying that it's a matter of degree. We've got 80 million people unvaccinated, and they're the ones that are spreading the virus. It's not a matter of people being having their immunity suppressed at all because of a lack of a booster shot. So let's focus on really what matters. That's one argument, and we'll see what prevails.
Okay, and then so you said that the FDA could override its panel. They probably wouldn't. But then the CDC is going to meet on Wednesday. Now, could they also say, yeah, this should happen, or do they generally follow the FDA?
No, I mean, it's two separate questions, right? The FDA is the safe and effective people, and then the CDC is more granular, like really who should get it and when and how would it all roll out. And it will be up to the CDC director to sign off officially. But all this could happen in fairly short order. In the next week or two, you could know what a booster campaign in the United States is going to look like, at least in the near term. But as always, it could be adjusted, it could be altered depending on what on what the science eventually shows. On the other side of the coin, when we're talking about first shots, Pfizer said this morning that its vaccine is safe and effective for kids 5 to 11 years old. So there's some real good news there if, in fact, the FDA moves ahead with authorization for the younger set.
So, and you had mentioned that the FDA did recommend the booster for people 65 and older, for frontline workers, healthcare workers, and those with immunocompromised systems. So do we have any idea, like, when those boosters might be available? Because I know I had cancer last year, and my doctor said, yeah, go get the booster. I don't have an immune-compromised system, but he said, go get it.
Sure, and I think, honestly, not to give people the wrong idea, but you could probably sign up now, and I don't know who's really policing what dose you're getting, or whether anyone's going to stop you from getting a third shot. But this is, at the moment, officially only for the Pfizer vaccine, and probably in the next week or two, as I say, we'll have a good sense from the FDA and the CDC what that booster campaign is going to look like. Doesn't mean you can't sign up now or ask your doctor whether you should get it, but that's still, but officially the United States rollout of a booster campaign is going to take another couple of weeks.
Yeah, and I would like to emphasize that what you just said, talk to your doctor about it. I personally trust my doctor. Don't know what everybody else's doctors are going to recommend, but, I think one-on-one, probably your best bet is to get the recommendation from your actual healthcare provider. So is the White House kind of ticked about this because they wanted to start rolling out boosters for everyone today? I mean, the big campaign you were talking about.
Yeah, I don't know if they're upset, but I think it certainly does raise questions as to whether the administration got a little ahead of the science, and maybe they should have waited before announcing the rollout. But the White House is spinning it, saying that, they're just laying the groundwork so that once the FDA and the CDC do sign off, they actually have a smooth rollout plan, as opposed to the chaos that, when the vaccine first started. So I think ultimately, you'll see boosters for some, maybe not for everybody, and a number of cities and states have already started making plans for how those are going to be administered.
Okay. And there were 10,000 confirmed COVID deaths in the last week. Are you familiar with where that compares to, like, when we were in the other surges that we've had? I know that it seems like there's more cases but fewer deaths, and I don't have the numbers sitting here. I didn't know if you might have that.
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but the deaths seem to be in concentrated places and largely among the unvaccinated. So if you do not have the vaccine, you're 11 times more likely to die and 10 times more likely to go to the hospital than somebody who is vaccinated. And so on that score, health officials urge everyone to get vaccinated.
Yeah, I think that's a huge challenge too, is just to get into those communities and convince them that it could save their life. Even I know people who have literally had 6 or 7 people they know die, and they still won't get the vaccine.
Yeah, I mean, it seems silly to me, but I guess people have their reasons or whatever. But it's a shame, because it does seem like many of these deaths could in fact be preventable with just a shot. And then they can, worry about boosters and all the rest of it later.
Yeah. All right, Aaron Kapersky, thanks so much for taking time with us this morning. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.
All right, have a great day. On Saturday, September 25th, iHeartRadio, KFI AM 640, and Global Citizen are teaming up to bring you Global Citizen Live. It's a worldwide music event to create awareness around the world's biggest challenges, including climate change, vaccine equity, and famine. There will be events around the globe, but you can join the movement live from the Greek Theater on September 25th. Have you ever been to the Greek? It's such a cool place. Live performances from Stevie Wonder, Adam Lambert, Chloe X. Halle, Demi Lovato, Her, One Republic, Azuna, The Lumineers, and 5 Seconds to Summer. To become a global citizen today and to take action and earn a free ticket to the event, go to globalcitizenlive.org. Global Citizen Live, a concert to defend the planet and defeat poverty. How do you go wrong with that? When we come back, we're going to be talking with ABC's Jim Ryan about the discovery made in Grand Teton National Park. I think they found the body of Gabby Petito. Plus, we'll check your traffic and your end of summer forecast on your wake-up call. It's coming up next. Oh, okay. Let's do traffic now. Hey, Nick Holly. What's up? I should do this more than once every 3 or 4 months, right?
No worries, Amy. All good. On the northbound side of the 15, or rather 215, get to the Parents area, past the 74 westbound. It's a crash that has all northbound lanes shut down. That's going to be packed and tight for you as you come away from the 74 eastbound. So your alternate to help get around the full closure of the 215 right now. Hop off the 74 at Menifee Road and take that west to Nuevo Road to get reconnected with the 215. Got an update on this or anything else going you down? Pound 250 on the cell phone. Keywords, it's Kfi traffic. Westbound 91 Riverside to Corona. Heavy stretches is going for you overall. From before Lost Air to make way past Green River. And also looks like things have cleared up for your drive on the eastbound 60 around 7th in the Hacienda Heights Industry area. It looks like a pretty decent drive now from the 605 as you make way toward Hacienda Boulevard. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Nick Polly-O'Keene.
Summer is here, so as the weather heats up, we start drinking and using more water at home. But don't reach for those nasty plastic water bottles. You can fill any glass or reusable bottle with filtered water coming straight from the taps in your house if you had a Life Source Whole House water system. And a Life Source Whole House water system reduces the odor and taste of chlorine from your water. Plus, you'll be bathing and showering in filtered water, so your hair and your skin will be free of the drying, harmful effects of chlorine. And with a Life Source water system, you buy directly from the factory, which is right here in Southern California, where they've been serving people for over 37 years. And hey, if you're looking for a new career opportunity, Life Source is currently looking for dedicated team members. So call Life Source today and get full service and full confidence in your water. Call them at 1-800-334-5009. That's 1-800-334-5009. Or just visit lifesourcewater.com. Life Source Water. Taste and feel the difference.
This report is sponsored by Arm & Hammer.
Breathe. We can't control what tomorrow will bring, but we can control how we start today. And feel the power of saying, re-entry or not, here I come. Arm & Hammer, more power to you.
It's Colin Coward. Here's what's trending for iHeart Sports Network, presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Clayton Kershaw picked up his first win since returning from injury as the Dodgers beat the Reds. He was sidelined for over 2 months with forearm inflammation. The Rams are off to a 2-0 start for the 4th straight season after holding off the Colts. The Chargers fell to the Cowboys. And Manny Pacquiao is running for president in the Philippines next year. The boxing legend called government officials corrupt and claims they're, quote, fearing imprisonment. I'm T. Jordan.
Stunning design, unmatched intelligence, and a compact ready for anything business. Sometimes exceptional for rules. The 2021 Mercedes-Benz GLS. Member of the unrivaled SUV family. Learn more at nbusa.com.
If you own a business and manage to keep 5 or more people on payroll, a new government program will pay you up to $33,000 per employee. $33,000. This isn't a loan, it's a grant, it's free money. The challenge? Getting your hands on it. Hi, I'm Howard Mackler. That's exactly why I founded InnovationRefunds.com to cut through the red tape and get you the money. At InnovationRefunds.com, our tax attorneys and CPAs are experts at helping businesses like yours to get their share of these government funds. InnovationRefunds.com does all the legwork and doesn't charge you a penny until you receive the money. Our team has helped over 6,000 businesses to get some $450 million, and InnovationRefunds.com can get your business up to $33,000 per employee. Just go to InnovationRefunds.com, click on Qualify Me, answer a few questions. No risk, high rewards. InnovationRefunds.com. Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Yes, free. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I live with my mom. But the most important thing to know is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/free. How much? Free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
When it comes to keeping you safe, Bay Alarm brings the best.
Family-owned and celebrating 75 years of professional personal service that's second to none. Bay Alarm. Celebrating our past. Securing your future. ACO2 ACCL 880138.
We've got you covered, America. Go solar American style with Semper Solaris, and we'll cover your electric bill. Semper Solaris is your local veteran-owned solar and battery storage contractor. Add Tesla Powerwall and be ready for blackouts. We get the job done with esprit de corps and honor. Semper Solaris offers new AC systems with a lifetime warranty and new roofs with a 50-year warranty. We hire vets and give back to the community with our Semper Cares initiative. Go solar American style with Semper Solaris, and we'll cover your electric bill. Zero down, zero interest, and zero payments until 2023. Get the federal 26% solar and battery tax credit. $500 off for military, first responders, and healthcare workers. Call 877-211-5591. That's 877-211-5591. Or visit SemperSolaris.com. With minimum purchase of 10 panels, up to $500 paid toward electric bill. Cannot be combined with any other offers. Some restrictions apply. Call or see website for details. Expires 9/30/2021. ESLB number 978152.
Let's get to know KFI's Employee of the Month, Mo Kelly.
I've been actually in this business about 20 years, and I came to it from the music industry because people were not buying albums anymore. So people were leaving the music industry left and right.
Congratulations to Mo Kelly,
KFI September 2021 Employee of the Month.
KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk.
Girl, take it for me, girl. Take it for me, girl. Take it for me. Country girl, take it for me, girl. Take it for me, girl. Take it for me.
It's 5:24 on your wake-up call. I'm Amy King in for Jennifer Jones-Lee. Here are some of the stories coming out of the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Pfizer says its COVID-19 vaccine works for kids ages 5 to 11, that it shows a robust immune response in children, and that the company plans to seek authorization for this age group soon. A man's recovering from surgery after he was shot and stabbed at a neighborhood bakery in Glendale. And The Crown has won 7 Emmys, including the award for Outstanding Drama Series. Ted Lasso came out with 4 wins at the Emmys last night. And we'll say, go Ted Lasso again. My favorite show. At 5:35, we're going to be talking with ABC's Steve Roberts. We've got some legislative showdowns on the horizon. At 6:05 with Campbell on the News, he's going to be talking about the Pfizer news today that the vaccine is safe for kids 5 to 11. Actually, it won't be Bill Campbell talking about it. It's going to be Wayne Resnick and me talking about it. Right now, we're going to check in with ABC's Jim Ryan. Unfortunately, not good news, Jim, but at least it looks like we may have some answers, or at least a few answers in the disappearance of Gabby Pasuta.
Yeah, an intense search had been underway across Wyoming, across the Grand Teton National Forest. And yesterday, we know, Amy, that remains worked on, human remains that are thought to be those of Gabby Pasuta. Forensic experts will be looking for those remains this week to verify that that's who it is, and perhaps to find the cause of death of the 22-year-old woman. She and her fiancé have been on a cross-country trip. She and Brian Laundrie, they intended to end up in Oregon. They've been going through national parks and chronicling their adventures on social media, on Instagram and on Facebook. At some point, though, those messages stopped being posted. Brian Laundrie returned to his parents' home in Florida, but he didn't have his fiancée with him. The police got interested. They were in touch with Laundrie's attorney. The attorney said that he'd do the speaking for him, but last Tuesday, Brian Laundrie simply disappeared, and so that's kind of where the case stands this morning, Amy.
So, they were going around and posting as they went, and then all of a sudden, these things stopped. I mean, did they stop completely, or was Brian still posting and just, it wasn't Gabby posting?
No, apparently she was the main person who was putting up messages and pictures and things. We know that they had been having some arguments at some point, and in 2021 there are cameras everywhere, including on the uniforms of police officers. And in Utah, they were pulled over for speeding in their white van, the van that had been carrying them around the country. Stopped for speeding, and during that conversation, a video was captured from a body cam showing that Gabby Pasuta was concerned that she had been having arguments with her fiancé. We didn't think it was serious enough. In fact, the police didn't obviously step in and say, you guys are playing with us, or separate the two of them. And now we know that she apparently has died, and Brian Laundrie, the fiancé, is a person of interest in her.
And they were looking in a nature preserve for him near his parents' house?
They were, yeah. 50 law enforcers yesterday were spending a second day out in the Carlson Reserve, which is in Sarasota County, Florida. But I've just gotten an email in the last couple of minutes saying that that search has been discontinued. The Northport Police Department currently has no plans to conduct a major search of the Carlson Reserve today. That's a direct quote from the email. And apparently they simply exhausted all the avenues in their search out there in that massive 24,000 acre preserve. And so they're apparently shifting their focus elsewhere.
It's got to be, I'm sort of shocked at it. I mean, I know that I was listening, I had a story over the weekend where one of the people looking for Brian said, we don't have a crime. We just think something's wrong.
Right.
You know, like they said they had a person of interest. But for him to, for all the Instagrams to stop, and then for him to show up in the van they were driving without her, I would think that there would be something they could do sooner than this. And maybe at that point it was already too late, but it just seems so just backwards.
Well, sort of, yeah. I mean, I don't know if they have probable cause on him or if there's some way that they can intensify this or step it up to call him a suspect. So far, they haven't. They just said that he's a person of interest who may have information about the disappearance and now apparently the death of Gabby Petito. But he's gone. His attorney says he doesn't know where he is. The family members of Brian Laurie say they don't know where he is either. So at this point, there's just no way of knowing where this goes next.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sure we're going to be following this. It'll be interesting to see when he turns up. And they did say something about that they were worried that he might harm himself as well at this point. But
yeah, that's what they're concerned about now as well. And they want to find him certainly, but they also want to catch him before he does do something to him.
Of course. All right. Thank you so much, Jim. I appreciate you taking the time and sharing the information this morning.
Thanks, Amy.
Okay, news brought to you by American Vision Windows, but right now it's time for us to, when we come back, we're going to talk to ABC's Steve Roberts. There's a lot going on with the legislature, and there's a lot of money on the line, and there's some big fights coming up. But right now, let's check traffic from the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center. We make it easy. Nick Pagliocchini, where is it easy?
Where isn't it easy? Well, it is easy right now. On the northbound side of the 215, it's going to be a rough go before you drive. As you make way past the westbound 74, so that's kind of past Redlands Avenue. As you make your way northbound on the 215, still dealing with a crash that has all northbound lanes shut down. Traffic to drive tight, really rough for your ride, coming away from Romoland, leaving the eastbound 74. So what you need to do is take the eastbound 74 to Menifee Road, head northbound, and then head west along the Nuevo Road out of Nuevo as you make your way into the Terrace area to get reconnected with the 215. Still seeing a rough go before you drive westbound side of the 91 as you come out of Riverside from as far back as Tyler now and heavy stretches toward the 241 toll road. Also further northbound on the 215 as you're getting out of the getting out of Marina Valley into Riverside. Northbound 215 around Central, a couple of cars got into it. That has the right lane taking right heavy for you out of the Marina Valley interchange where the 215 and 60 come together. KFI in the Sky helps get to the faster. I'm Nick Pagliocchini. Well, you heard me talk about my friends at Sunday and how they can sell your home fast without any repairs, without the hassle of dealing with showings, realtors, cleaning, or making upgrades. Now Sunday has made the process even easier for those who want to sell a property fast. Contact Sunday for your free no-obligation cash offer. They're going to visit your property, take photos, and do a 3D walkthrough. They'll package your property details and send it to the thousands of local investors in their database who are actively looking to buy property. The average homeowner receives 12 offers on their property. It's quick and easy. Plus, the closing as little as 10 days, or they have the flexibility to close in months. They can even give you a $20,000 cash advance, which will help with moving.
Come on, Sunday. Okay.
Sunday.com, SUNDAE.com, or phone us, 800-25-OFFER. Get a free no-obligation cash offer at Sunday.com, SUNDAE.com. Sunday is California licensed real estate brokerage, ERA license number 020-88298.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny, the highest in the 70s for the beaches, low mid 80s for Metro and Orange County, 80s to mid 90s for the valleys and Inland Empire. It's going to be sunny and 2 degrees warmer tomorrow. Highs near 80 at the coast, 80s to about 100 inland. We read local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom on 18 and for Jennifer Jones.
I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO of Wesley Financial Group and timeshare cancellation advocate. I was sued by the largest timeshare company in several courts for simply helping people cancel their timeshare that they had been lied to about. The jury sized me up and came back with a verdict.